If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen this tweet pop up. I don't agree with it. I think it's a load of rubbish, and if you don't know what's wrong with it, well, you're probably part of the problem. This is stupid, and that's basically what I had to say about this tweet. If we open up the images, for example, this is a screenshot of clearly a really terribly compressed video. We don't know what platform it's from. It could have been from the PlayStation 4 version of Gran Turismo. And they're comparing it to a screenshot of a video on YouTube, which is actually one of the lowest quality screenshots anyway, of Forza Motorsport. Now, Forza Motorsport, in case you know, just got announced. And honestly, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I've not really made any content about it. It's not particularly my main type of game. However, it looks good. We all agree it looks good, and I just want to say from the get-go that I want to make a couple things very, very clear. I do not agree with any fanboyism at all. I think it's stupid and childish, and if you are partaking in anything like this, you should really grow up. Play games. We literally play entertainment products, and you're picking sides. That's really stupid. It's fine to have preferences. The issue with this tweet for me is the skewing of the image. Of course, they've chosen an image that looks pretty good for Forza, and they've chosen the worst possible image for Gran Turismo. Now, this is something that, you know, some people might do for fun, whatever, but genuinely, this bit doesn't bother me, okay? To be honest, this happens all the time. Both camps, whatever camp you're on, Nintendo people even probably do similar things to this. They skew images to choose their side, to show their side in a better light. My issue specifically with this tweet is that this guy, he's an Xbox ambassador. Now, what this is I think it's pretty easy to become an Xbox ambassador, but quite frankly, there should be some look into this whole thing. There are a bunch now of Xbox ambassadors that are being insulting, and I've had some racist remarks and comments, which you can just look through my thread. I even need to bring them up. They don't deserve to be brought up and given credit. But you look through these people's followers, and it's all people with Xbox icons and Xbox in their bio and all this stuff. And again, I'm sure it's the exact same over on the PlayStation side. The fanboyism on both sides is stupid and childish. That's not my point. My issue is encouraging this behavior, because if you didn't know, a lot of these people are followed by Phil, who is the Xbox kind of head guy that everyone looks up to. Actually, I just had to make sure that I'm still following Phil. Phil Spencer has now unfollowed them. Oh my god, I actually did something. So, just to be clear, Phil Spencer did follow this person and followed a bunch of the other Xbox ambassadors. This was my issue, and I've genuinely just seen that they've now unfollowed. That's good. That's literally all I wanted. Do I even need to make this anymore? Okay, so let me bring it back anyway. Just very quickly, the reason that I've got a lot of hate now and such from Xbox people is because of my tweet here. Now, I said, this is the type of stuff you're supposed to become an Xbox ambassador, by the way. Bull images, which it is, we know, like, skewed whatever way, don't care. Bull images saying that there can only be one good-looking game that can exist. You ever heard those crazy loud cheers at E3? Those are the super fans that they place in the front and cheer everything mega loudly. Now, this was just, again, me posting exactly how I felt at the time. Genuinely, that kind of frustrates me about E3. Every time I've been to E3, Xbox, I'm not saying, again, they're the only ones to do it, but there's a group of people in Xbox shirts and everything that just are so loud and obnoxious sat at the front, because they kind of encourage this type of behavior. They want this type of behavior to be rewarded almost. And I'm not saying this specifically, but like, I totally get it's very cool to have programs to reward fans. They fly people out, these people, to E3, and they have them sit at the front and see the show live. That was a dream of mine as a child, and I actually got to do it, but it was almost soured by the fact that they had these people here that, again, then go away and tweet PlayStation bad, or even if PlayStation did the same, they'd go away and tweet Xbox bad and show images like this and lie and mislead. That's my issue. I genuinely I'm shocked that Phil unfollowed. Anyway, so I then went on to say a couple of things about my experience with Xbox. And a few of the Xbox people actually had an issue with this, the Xbox ambassador people, should not say the Xbox people. I said, it's always been a disgusting culture with Xbox, only being interested if you lick the bumhole clean. Never say anything critical or you'll be forgotten. This is a thing that happened to me. And I don't want to say it was because I was critical. I do not think the reason as to why they stopped really communicating with me. I did get Forza early. I was told I was getting the code early, and I didn't until I said again, can you, like, are you actually going to give me the code? And then they did, which they actually told me off for using my Knobheads code. The Knobheads, this channel, they gave me a code there, and they told me not to use it on my main account. That was insane. They also told me, with the Forza stuff, I just want to be completely transparent, that they had select few slots for people to play Forza early. So there was the super early access, which was like a demo, and then there was the early access. I got in the early access, okay, after some fights. It wasn't really. And then the super early access, I didn't get invited to. They said there were limited slots for a thing that you download. That literally makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, they gave access to a bunch of the Formula 1 YouTubers and basically a bunch of people I've never heard of with I don't want to be rude, but not really much of a following. The whole point of these previews is to either usually show the game off, which I was very excited of Horizon 5. You remember at launch, if you watch any of my content, I was very excited about Horizon 5. I still think it's to the point of, I do think the stuff in the game is the best Horizon game, other than Horizon 1. That's always the best. Point number 2 is to give genuine feedback and honest opinions about what could be fixed and what's wrong. That wasn't the case for this game, and that's fine. It was to show the game early. And I was going to do just that. And I have a channel that has a following that for specifically cars. And they gave it to a bunch of Xbox kind of fanboy accounts instead. And I was a little bit annoyed by that. But whatever, I was fine with it. There was nothing that could be done. We did get early access. And so I was thankful for it. And again, I enjoyed the game, had fun. And although it's not quite what I had hoped, I do still think it's, of the Horizon games 2 to 5, factually the best title. I won't even get into their PR weirdness. Some dodgy old age company stuff going there. Social anxiety makes things clear. Now, I don't want to go too in depth here because I don't want to destroy all ties. But what I will say is some really weird stuff went on with Xbox at E3 what was it? Horizon 3. So that's 2016, 17? I can't remember exactly. Xbox, much appreciated, invited me out to my first E3 ever. Very, very awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. I will forever appreciate that. Now, they invited me out for was it a second one or the first one again? I think it was a second E3 they invited me out for. I was, well, hyped. I was excited. I was ready for it. Essentially, my big issue here is that there were two kind of major incidents. Now, I don't drink, okay? I do not drink. I do not like to drink. It's not my thing. And so I don't drink. They were kind of annoyed at me because I stayed in the hotel that they paid for and I was working on some video content. Now, I am invited out to E3 to create content on the games that they invite me to play. And therefore, I was editing content to get it out as quickly as possible. That's what you do. That's what you do at E3. It's a mad rush to make sure you get the content out. If you don't do this, well, you're going to be behind, and really, who really wants to watch content a week after? Anyway, I'm not interested in drinking. They invited us down to drink and such, and I'm a very picky eater as well. If there was food, I don't know if it was involved or not, but I'm a very picky eater, and so I'll generally literally stick to burgers, pizza, and that type of stuff. And usually companies like this take you out to the fanciest food ever, and I genuinely don't eat anything, and I feel awkward about it. I don't enjoy that type of thing. Anyway, they got pissed off at me because I decided to stay in my hotel room and work on content for their game. That was a little bit weird. So that was the first weird thing. Second weird thing, again, this is just two main points. There are a few other things. The second weird point, I did actually go out to food with them for a few occasions, just not all of them. The second occasion is when E3 was on. Now, I kind of understand a little bit more with this one that they really wanted me to go to the conference and enjoy it and experience it and really just, that was the reason I was there, right? To me, the reason I was there was content creation. I'm there to make content on your games. I'm there for free press on your game. I don't think anyone could disagree with that. I'm there to cover your games and show them to the world, okay? I'm a racing game channel. You want me to cover your racing game? I'll do it. Let me do it in my way. I wanted, and I requested, I asked very politely, would it be okay if I stayed at the hotel, okay, and recorded the event myself so I can get the content out ASAP? There was nothing for a while. They read my message and there was nothing, okay? So just in case, I got ready to go to the event because, again, I'm socially awkward. And so I got ready to make sure that I wasn't going to annoy anybody. Okay, so we did that. Okay, cool, all fine. No, they send a message back saying, no, we would really, really want you to come. Like, you need to come. You need to come to the showcase, basically, is what they said in the message. I can probably dig the messages up. I said, okay, like, no problem. I thought I would ask. I'm socially awkward. I'm not going to say, no, okay, no, if you want me to, I'm going to go. So I did go. And I watched the conference, and it was fun. I enjoyed the conferences. I miss E3. That E3 is so much better than these new events that they do. All brands, not just Xbox. I went, enjoyed the show. They had some capture afterwards. That was pretty cool. My plan was to instead cover it at the hotel, go over to the event afterwards to capture the game and post the gameplay as quick as I can too. Anyway, no, so instead I didn't get to cover the announcement of the game because it would have been useless me watching it live, and everyone would have seen it already, so fair enough, whatever, doesn't matter. That's passed. And so then we got to capture the actual gameplay, which it was pretty cool, but I could have done both. So that's kind of an issue I had there. But they got really weird about those incidents mostly, I think. They just kind of cut me off after that. Beforehand, just to be clear, they were sending controllers, they were sending consoles. I got the One X. They were sending basically every game they released, and they flooded me with stuff. I have about 10 Xbox controllers that I use on PC and Xbox now because, thank you. I saved a lot of money from that. But it was really, really weird. What I feel like there was one major issue, the overarching issue, was that it felt very narcissistic. Everything was, look at what we're doing for you. You need to do what we say. I clearly don't. I'm honest. I'm honest about Need for Speed. The thing that people always go back on is that I play the game and I'm hyped, I'm excited, I'm enjoying it, and then later on, once I figured out the mechanics, people are like, oh, yeah, he said he's annoying because he praises the game at launch and then the game comes out. I'm learning the game as we go along. Of course, when a game first comes out, you're excited, you're ready to play, you cannot wait to play. I'm not a reviewer. I play games and drive brum brum cars on a screen, okay? So, yeah, the first week, of course, it's the honeymoon period. I'm enjoying every game. As you play through the game, you figure out things that you don't particularly like. And then you call them out, which is what I do, and hope they improve for the next game. And that should be it. I still play Forza. I still play Need for Speed. I play all the main games right now for racing, and I enjoy them. The crew, I enjoy them. Are there issues? Millions of percentages of issues. I have issues with all the games. Every single one of them. My issues with Forza is that they don't change the game. That's a big problem for people that are into cars because we have so few games. We should expect the series that people are praising so high to the sun. The highest rated racing game franchise as of right now changes literally nothing between games. Not even the car models. That's not good. So I call that out. Need for Speed has had plenty of issues. You should have seen me when they told us in person, and I said on video as well, that there's no online free roam. Are you insane? Do you remember that on Payback? Insanity. Why is there no PvP in Need for Speed Heat? How can you add a crossplay update and have no PvP? I'm honest. And they didn't like that. That's how I genuinely feel. I've not even read through all my tweets yet. This is long. I apologize. Not saying other companies don't have some weirdness. Just saying nothing I've experienced made me feel as weird as Xbox did. I've had nothing weird from any other company. And I'm going to be honest, it's probably because Sony's PR basically doesn't exist. But that was some mega weirdness that I did not like. It made me feel very uncomfortable. And I was almost happy to be out of that situation when they kind of stopped. They stopped. It was really, really weird. Did not enjoy it at all. Very uncomfortable. And that's not even the majority of it. I could go on like a whole dedicated video about weirdness that happened. So getting ticked off at me because I wanted to cover I've got a profanity filter on. Getting ticked off at me, I think it said pissed. I wanted to cover E3 from my hotel and get the video up quickly. And I said I'm definitely throwing the bin that. I've tweeted that. Genuinely, I think that's it. I think I've destroyed all possible ties of possibly getting any other codes and stuff, but genuinely, I would rather people know this than me getting early access and me getting more views and more money, because this is wrong and this should not be encouraged. But genuinely, I want to say straight away, thank you, Phil, for unfollowing this, and I would, expect them to be removed from any kind of ambassador programs or anything, because in case you don't know, the ambassador program is essentially meant to be a program to encourage friendly community and find ways to support other people, and every single tweet from this person is them full of shit, okay? They're absolutely full of arse. I don't know why they would dedicate their lives to doing this. Play some fucking games. How can you spend all this time defending a game, whatever? I get paid for this video. You're on Twitter defending a box made of plastic. I have both of them right there. Why do you have to mislead to prove a point? And I said from the beginning, the game looks great. Both games look fantastic. Why are you having to mislead people to prove this? Genuinely, just show pictures of the game you like. It looks fucking good. No one ever disagreed with you. But look at this Twitter video that you took a screenshot from. I'm just kind of shocked by it. Anyway, this is not even the beginning of it. You're welcome to deep dive into the whole thing. There's a lot of it. He did respond. Let me just pull those up. There's a whole lot of them. This other person, Andrea, someone, followed by Phil Spencer. Okay, maybe it was this person that followed by Phil Spencer. Anyway, this person also got involved, is also, I think, an Xbox ambassador, blah, blah, blah. I mean, look at the fuck. Yeah, as you can see, they retweeted it. Where did they so much just crap. Like, here we go. Why is this guy attacking Xbox fan? Why is this guy attacking Xbox fans for showing a GT7 versus Forza comparison? Oh, I know why. So they tagged my tweet again. How many? Yep, I tagged this tweet again, and they showed these images, these screenshots. And so this is my poll my like tier list that I did by Time Extended. Time Extended did this kind of table, and we basically just filled bunch of games. I had to let them know that overrated does not equal bad, but I put Horizon in overrated because I think the series is massively overrated. It's the highest rated racing series, and quite honestly, they still haven't updated the car model since the original Xbox. There's issues in Horizon 2 to 5. All of them are literally the same game. That's not an issue as such, but it would just make sense to surely just update the base game with any marginal things that you decide to add. Whatever, that's all opinionated. This is an opinion, okay? My opinion is that Drive Club still has the best graphics. I don't think it's the sharpest. I can tell it's a 1080p image, but visually it looks great, okay? Comparatively, if you brought down any modern game to the same resolution and the same frame rate, this game still looks better. That's basically the way I look at it. Horizon, yeah, we already discussed that. And best sim, Gran Turismo. I'm not a sim racer. I know people are going to have issue with that. I don't play sim games other than Gran Turismo. To me, simulations is not really that fun. Gran Turismo is a fun game. Therefore, I put it as my favorite sim. Now, as you can see, you know me, I like Need for Speed. I like The Crew. I like Burnout. I like GTA. I like Test Drive. I'm a third-party man. I really love my third-party games. I think they're usually the most creative games. Pretty damn sick, huh? Anyway, so that was my tier list, and that was the first image they showed. Next one was me tweeting this, which we actually just read a little bit earlier. And a lot of people kept taking this out of context, me calling the Xbox community disgusting. That's not what I said. I said that it's the disgusting culture of only being Xbox, the brand, only being interested if you lick the bumhole clean. That's literally, from my experience, true. So that's why I posted that. And then they posted this picture of a Gran Turismo shot versus a Forza shot, which I think actually has been taken. And this image is actually the better image from what I've seen later in the post and stuff. So I mentioned here, overrated does not equal bad. Motorsport is not considered sim. Even GT is debated. Drive continues to look best to me. Sony is dumb for closing the studio. it is. And I said, Xbox P3, please stop encouraging this and following people. So he does still follow this Andrea, which is not really good in my eyes. Now, I want to mention a side mention of this guy. This guy I remember straight away. A lot of them have the PlayStation, Xbox kind of stuff. A lot of them have PlayStation icons and such in their name, which they try and confuse people, I guess. So this person was genuinely going around to me and this other clearly black person, which is something that I noticed. He was going around to black people specifically and commenting, no, you need to smoke some weeds, and also saying, no, we don't smoke weeds, to well, me and him. He's got Jamaican flags, and we're both Jamaican, we're both black. I don't know if he knows that I'm Jamaican, but he realizes that I'm black because of my profile picture. So racism, fantastic. It doesn't particularly bother me, but people shouldn't be encouraging this stuff. I'm not saying Xbox is encouraging that. Anyway, so there's a bunch of this, blah, blah, blah. There's, what's this? He hasn't responded to my tweet. I spent a while, to be honest, like, I kind of regret it, responding to some of this crap, which I think is never really worth it. However, I genuinely feel that there needs to be something done about this. Phil Spencer needs to not encourage this bullshit, quite frankly. It's no good. And I'm not saying, again, PlayStation doesn't do the same. I just said from my personal experience, I haven't had a good experience with Xbox. But at the same time, I have not seen PlayStation get involved in community nonsense like this and follow people and almost encourage this behavior. That is wrong, and that's what I have an issue with. That is the main point of my whole thing, is that I have an issue with the fact that they are encouraging this behavior with their programs and their following of people. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to have a read through, I'm leaving all my tweets up. He's removed a few from what I remember. You want to look through this thread very quickly. She said, I don't care what he plays. He's not the owner of the truth. Some BS and that screenshot. I said, sad that I exposed the truth, because that was my truth. I said that Xbox kind of encourages this, and I've had some dodgy PR experiences. What is not truth there? And then your concept of truth is very distorted, unfortunately. Shared this, and I said, that's an opinion. Why even lie about the game? If you think it looks better, surely show them both in the best light. I said, once more, overrated does not mean bad. Horizon 1 was a fantastic game. We all know this. We all agree. So was Sea of Thieves, one of my favorite Xbox games, and Fable. I even mentioned Fable. I cannot wait for the new Fable. Really looking forward to that. And my opinion is the Forza looks amazing. The Xbox community is a disgusting bumhole-looking culture. That's exactly what I said, apparently. The Xbox community. That's amazing. He even provided a screenshot in the same tweet where he said, it's always been a disgusting culture, with Xbox only being interested if you lick the bumhole clean. Xbox the brand. That's not what I said. Anyway, I thought that was really fun to share. It was kind of a fun experience, and of course, I can make money from it if I make this video. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully... Hopefully you enjoy this type of content, because I kind of want to post a bunch more stuff like this on this channel, of me and my experiences of stuff like this, and also like any tangents and stuff we go on streams and stuff. It's back! Thank you. Peace.